Well, once again, welcome to another episode of FluTalks. More health, less bullshit. Let's first
But
take a
wait,
look.
hold on. Hold on. Did you guys notice our new setup? How cool is this?
Wow.
We have a whole studio.
So, pretty much, I think the only way that we are going to be able to continue to not only serve our purpose of educating our community and being able to provide you guys with education to be able to take care of yourselves, I think that we should go a little further. We came up with the idea of bringing it a little more homey, so it's not only easier on the eyes, but at the same time, I mean, it's more professional. I mean, we're working with the best here and with the best equipment to make sure that this comes out as professional as possible.
I just like how it looks. It looks like we're like in a loft in New York or something. We're still Miami, people. We're still Miami.
We're still in Miami. So today's episode is all about methylation detoxification testing.
Can you say that 5 times fast?
Methylation detoxification testing. So pretty much it's gotten very, very
Popular.
in the last few months after the Gary Brecka and Joe Rogan podcast that they released. I mean, incredible amounts of information on there, and so many people have decided to get this test done. We were providing this test before that podcast went out, and it's been nothing but positive notes for us. People are looking forward. So why not try to put our own spin on it? Maybe we might be able to explain exactly what this test does, the gene breaks, what symptoms they come along with it, and then how it is that we might be able to help you fix them. So,
And not only that, but as you guys know, every single one of our services, we first always test it out on ourselves.
Yeah, so-
we're very big about that because I feel like it's, we can really speak on the service because we've tried it ourselves. So we definitely tried it, and we're going to be giving you guys
an insight
our
in
results.
our own genetic testing, how it is.
So wait till we get to that part. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of FluTalks.
Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button so we can be able to keep on giving you more videos just like this, and your friends and families will be able to join us too.
But first of all, can you please explain what is this methyl detox testing and because I know how it works for me, but I definitely can't explain it because we fixed me. But it's really, for me, I don't fully understand the whole thing.
It's not a very easy subject
No.
to dive into, but I have a good understanding of a grasp of how it is that it works, and pretty much the way that it works is this. I mean, everything that you put into your body has to be transformed or converted into something else so it's in the usable form. So pretty much everything that you put into your body goes in as a crude substance, meaning it's not going to be used in the form that you ingested. So like crude oil has to be refined and turned into gasoline, pretty much the same exact thing happens with everything that you put in your mouth. So that conversion, that process is called the methylation process. And the way that it works is, I mean, there's methyl groups that are attached to vitamins themselves, and then if that vitamin itself doesn't have a methyl group to release to the next portion of that methylation process, well, then the next part of the process wouldn't be able to function. So it's pretty much, it's the key for the methylation process to work. If you don't have that key functioning properly, if there is a break in that gene, well, then it's not going to be able to do its job. It's not going to be able to function properly. And ultimately,
Is that why it's called a genetic break? We have a break in these
so yeah,
genes?
medically, it's a mutation in the gene. Something is wrong with it. A portion of it isn't
not functioning properly.
Exactly, and because of it, there is always going to be some type of issue or a symptom that comes along with that genetic break.
All right, so there's a bunch of symptoms that are associated with any one of these, and it's mainly 5.
So there's 5. There's 5 different genes
the methyl
that we're
detox
looking
test,
at.
it's looking at 5 genes,
Exactly.
right?
So it's it's MTHFR, it's MTR, MTRR, ACHY, and COMT. So all 5 of them have a very important job to do when it comes to natural or normal functioning of the human body.
And this is actually what got me interested in this test to begin with, because when I first heard about it, all I heard were symptoms that I actually was associating, that I realized that I was like, wait, I have that. Wait, I have that. So I'm going to go through the list of like all the symptoms because it's a big list and it's pretty common stuff that I feel like a lot of people deal with. So anxiety is one of them, depression, having an unquiet mind, mental health, sleep issues, which so many people have sleep issues, and you're like, wonder why can't I sleep right? Well, it has a lot to do with this. Having poor memory, addiction is even one of the symptoms that is related to one of these breaks in these genes. Acid reflux, poor digestion, constipation or diarrhea, lower gut health, unquiet mind, I already said, and decision making, having a hard
Indecisiveness.
time. Right, indecisiveness, having a hard time making decisions. So yeah, those seem like they're pretty common, I would say. A lot of these symptoms are,
Yeah,
and
and
people
then-
think, oh, it's because it comes from my family history. Well,
It could come from the family history because it's a genetic issue, but maybe it's never been addressed the right way. I mean, your doctor's going to look at one aspect of what's going on in your body, and they're trained to fix problems with medications, which is great in most instances. But sometimes, especially when it comes to a lot of these mental disorders, there's so many mental disorders that there's medications for them that don't really fix the problem, which is sad. It's incredibly sad. Or even worse than that, issues with gut health that your doctor ends up giving you medications for, and the actual medication that they're giving you, if you have this genetic break, it's going to make it even worse. It's going to have even less absorption of the vitamin that you need to be able to fix the problem.
So what you're saying is ultimately we still need, even if we do have a genetic break in any one of these genes, and we're going to get more in depth into the genes and how to fix the issue if you do have a break in a gene, right? But what you're saying is that even if you do have a break in any one of these 5 genes, you still need the supplement. The supplement, our body still needs the supplement in order to function properly, right? It just needs maybe a different form.
So you have a deficiency in the raw material that your body needs to be able to function properly. So because your body is lacking that raw material is the reason why it is that you may have the outcome of these symptoms. And it's pretty sad how modern day medicine, you go to a doctor's office, you tell them that you're feeling depressed, and the first thing that your doctor's going to end up doing is pretty much putting you on some type of antidepressant. Well, medically, for you to be able to be a depressed patient, you have to have blood work done saying that you have a low serotonin level. There's no medication that a doctor's going to provide you with that is going to help bring up your serotonin level. And because of that, most of these patients that have depression, they'll never have happiness because the happy juice that their brain is missing, your body doesn't have all of the right ingredients to make that happy juice.
So wait, because I feel like there's
Serotonin we're talking about.
Let's talk about, if we can, let's do a little segue and talk about depression medication, only because I thought that when people were depressed and they took depression medication, it meant that, okay, well, now they're no longer depressed, now they're going to feel happy. So that's a misconception, right?
Well, one of the, I mean, it's the whole point of taking the medication is to be able to address the problem and put the person in a mood where they are going to be happier and more functioning in society. I mean, there are a lot of depressed patients that can function, but it's no way of living when you could be happy.
But that's not really the function of the depression medication.
Well, let's talk about one of them. I mean, serotonin reuptake inhibitors, pretty much.
What is it?
A serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
Okay.
All right, SSSRs.
Reuptake inhibitor. Okay.
All right, SSSRs, meaning if serotonin is your happy juice, meaning your glass has to be full of the happy juice for you to be able to be happy. If that glass isn't full, then you are clinically depressed. Now, if for you to have happiness in your life and not be depressed, if the issue is a low serotonin level, you really don't have to have a medical background to think and to address the problem by bringing up the serotonin level.
Right.
Figure that out. So if there's low serotonin ends up making depression, then bring up the serotonin level, and then, hey, the problem is done. Well, there's no medications out there that do this. Now, these serotonin reuptake inhibitors, what they do is they play with the little bit of serotonin that your body has, and it pretty much plays with this. It's 2 glasses of water. It's just gonna go from one end to the other and make sure that your brain doesn't absorb the rest of it that you have.
So it doesn't make your body produce more. It simply uses whatever your body has left over.
It keeps the little amount that's there.
It keeps it. So it prevents the body from fully, or your brain from fully using the little bit of serotonin that you have left. It doesn't actually make you produce more.
Yeah, exactly. And because of it,
so that's why people may not feel sad, but they're not gonna when they're on these SSRI. They're not gonna feel sad, but they're also not gonna feel happy. They're just not gonna feel sad.
Well, if they felt happy, do they have a necessity for the doctor anymore?
Good point.
Well,
all right,
we'll keep
so
moving.
Let's go back.
We'll keep moving.
So let's go back. Well, that's good because I didn't understand that that's how it works.
And
so
the cool part is, I mean, being that we're talking about depression, I mean, we're blessed to be able to say that we've gotten a lot of our patients out of their depressive states. We've had them stop taking their Xanax and different medications that their doctors have put them on, while giving them not only the vitamin therapies that they need intravenously to be able to address the necessity for the production of serotonin. We do know what different vitamins together can make this, make your body secrete more of the happy juice. We also have been able to get them off of their medications because of the use of NAD. It really does help out a whole lot with withdrawal symptoms of it. And I would expect, I'm just gonna go out on a limb, I've never had this issue before, but if you are depressed and you wanna get off of your depressant medications,
there are things out there that
the medications themselves are so addicting, that it's almost more difficult to come off of them than it is to just stay on them. It's horrible. So being able to be there for our patients, using the right supplements, using the right vitamins based on a genetic test, so we can provide supplementation for deficiency instead of just throwing things at them, has been not only so successful, but incredibly rewarding. I mean, these are incredibly successful men that...
And it's been men.
Yeah. We really haven't had any of those. It was five. I mean, we're not going to go real deep into it, but these are very successful men that shouldn't have any of these problems based on everything that they've done in life. I mean, these are very, very well-off gentlemen that we had the blessing of being able not only to take care of them, but bring happiness back into their lives.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But the only way that we could have done that is starting from the beginning. We have to find out what the problem is before we can address it. And we start that with methylation detoxification. So we'll kind of go into it real easily.
Right, so why don't we get a little personal?
All right, you want to get personal?
Let's get personal.
So we can explain a little more exactly how it is that this thing works. We're going to look at Fabiana's methylation detoxification profile, and we're gonna go over it. So
and I'll just give a little history so that it kind of like makes sense, so the viewer can understand I guess why I decided that I needed to do this test. So depression has always, and I don't want to say always, but it has ran in my family on one of my parents' side for now, I want to say 3 generations. And when I was younger, there were times that I felt depressed. And because of different situations that happened in life, especially when I was 15, my dad passed away. After he passed away, there was a time that I took depression medication. It was to that point. So I was always conceived to think that, oh, well, depression runs in my family, so this is like a normal thing.
Oh, many people I would expect to think the same way.
After having kids, I was always like cautious into postpartum depression because at times, I was always on the lookout for it, I guess, because I felt like this is something that I have to be careful because it runs in my family. Like this was always like a big thing. And then I had acid reflux. I've had that where I took Zantac.
Okay.
That one, whatever. So I had to take that when I was younger as well. I had to be careful with what I was eating. I had lower gut issues. I had, and then as of late, I want to say sometime last year, I started having anxiety. Remember, I was having anxiety like at nighttime, like around 9 o'clock. I had this like thing where I was like, why do I feel so anxious? There's nothing happening for me to feel anxious. So there was these things happening. So then I was like, you know what? Then we learned about the test. And then I was like, I'm going to do this test because I want to see if some of these things that I've experienced and that I've been feeling are coming from my genes.
Exactly, because we heard about all of the different symptoms that these things could address, that methylation detox testing would be able to give you some insight on maybe this is the reason why you're having these. So
we did the mouth swab.
So quick
and
mouth
we both
swab
did
ends
it,
up being
obviously.
5 seconds on one side, 5 seconds on the other side.
We both do the swab because at this point I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do the swab, like you have to do it too, so that we can kind of compare. Bad idea, guys. Bad idea. So post up yours. Show them yours.
No, there's no point in me showing mine. There's no point. I mean, there's no point in showing mine.
So the result that we get from the lab looks like this. Am I pointing here? So the result that we get from the lab looks like this, essentially, and it's a few different colors. We're gonna talk about, so essentially, if it's green, you don't have a break. That particular gene is working fine. If it has either yellow or red, that gene is not performing like it should, right? So clearly, if you guys could sort of see the colors, just look for the colors. I have, out of the 5 genes, 2 are good and the rest are a little crooked. Not working so great. Okay. So we do mine, which answered a bunch of like my questions on to what was happening. You want to show yours?
And then
this guy does his.
And then the doctor that works at the actual laboratory decides to call me personally because he was very intrigued. The gentleman says, I've been doing this for the past, how many years? It's like 15 years. The doctor at the lab has been doing,
I think, 20
methylation genetic testing. Whatever it is, it's a long ass time. All right. The guy's telling me he's seen thousands and thousands and thousands
Show him your result.
patients.
Show him your result.
And the reason why it is that he called me is he has never seen anyone that has every single gene broken. It's every single gene is green.
He has every single one of them green, so he has no breaks. No wonder he's such a happy, and if you guys know him, he's a happy-go-lucky guy. He doesn't have any, and
Ladies,
for the most part.
if you want to have healthy babies, we are going to start selling.
What? Mira, muchacho.
My genetic makeup.
Hold up.
All I know is that if there's anything wrong with our kids, we know whose fault it is. Camera, pan on her face.
Whatever. So of course, at this point, it became a competition in our household.
But now the cool part is this. Look at it this way. What this ends up doing for me as a person, as a business owner, as the owner of a wellness company, I look at the way and I know how incredible it is that I feel every single day. I am blessed to wake up with a smile on my face. I fall asleep very easily. I sleep deep. I need 4, maybe 5 hours.
He might fall asleep as he talks. He's talking right now.
Hey. I fall asleep deep. I don't have to have incredible amounts of sleep because I sleep deep.
You have no digestion issues.
I have no digestion issues. Every morning I wake up, I get rid of the toxins out of my body within the first 15 minutes of being awake.
He only goes to the bathroom 20 times a day.
Hey, look, listen, it's regular. I'm happy to say I'm not full of shit. What do you want me to tell you?
You're definitely not full of that.
I have absolutely no mental health. I don't think I have any mental health.
That you know of.
And if I do, I laugh at them and then I'm beating me. All right. I definitely have been through incredibly difficult hardships in life. And I've come out of every single one of those things, either a stronger person or being able to be the person to hold other people up around me that have gone through the same exact thing. And I would expect it's because my body is breaking down foods and it is converting every nutrient is being converted properly to the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I have incredible gut health. I poop. Listen, if I gotta shit, I gotta shit. Maybe it's 2 or 3 times a day, but it is what it is. It's incredibly healthy
No,
for you.
it's-
You want
yeah.
to get rid of the toxins.
For sure.
There's no necessity for me to take medications because I don't have any issues with blood pressure. I don't have any chronic issues with diabetes or anything like that. I sleep very well and I have absolutely no problems with calming my brain down in any kind of situation. So stressors that affect people that would have them worried about something or anxious about things hours on end, you can't stand it, but I get over stuff very fast.
No, I think it's great. And
I get over
I'm happy
issues
that at least
very,
I'm happy
very quickly, and then even
at
better than
a
that.
minimum. I'm happy you're my other half because then you can kind of help me with my genetic breaks.
Like, I remember one day, perfect example, and it's like, it all makes sense. So we almost got into a car accident, a really, really bad car accident. Remember we were going in the
Oh, yeah.
truck? So I don't know, this was an angel himself ended up pushing the truck a tiny bit, but I was doing probably 65 miles an hour, and the guy in front of me, I don't know what it is that happened, if he didn't have any brakes, lights or something like that, but the car just stopped in the middle of the street.
In the middle
And-
of the highway. We were
in the middle of the highway. And I very calmly veered, and I must have passed that car
By like a centimeter.
a gnat's ass. All right? And she's freaking out, starts bawling, crying. The kids are in the back seat. I mean, and the second that it happened, I was like, oh man, we almost could have died. But we didn't, so let's keep going.
Yeah.
She was shook up
my gosh,
for
it
at
took me-
least 45 minutes
took me
to
like-
an hour. She was like, oh my God.
It took
You know
me
what I
like
mean?
an hour to just like
It's
feel
the
normal
first time
again.
that we ever had like some crazy emergency like that with the kids in the back. So I mean, I get it, but it's about how does your body put those chemicals back into their place the right way in time for you to still be able to function properly, think clearly, and keep on doing your job here.
But it's kind of good. Like it's great to see now like the results because everything, like for example, like the depression it comes from a break in one of my genes. You know what I mean? The unquiet mind, the issue, the sleeping problems, the digestion, all of that comes from this. And the great part is that it's the solution to at least the methyl detox breaks are as simple as supplements.
Yeah.
It's fixed as easy with a supplement.
That you can buy over the
combination,
counter if you really
different
wanted to.
supplements, a combination of different supplements depending on the level and depending on the break, right?
On the genetic break itself.
It's as simple as a supplement, a daily supplement that could be taken. And we have some of these back here because we're going to talk about these in part 2 of this podcast. But it's even taking these, ever since I started taking the supplement that goes along with my protocol for these genetic breaks, I feel a difference. I no longer have anxiety. I sleep like a rock now. Like going to sleep is not an issue. Like my mind is not racing because before I would be trying to fall asleep and my mind was like thinking about all the things that I didn't get done or the things that I had to do or the things on my to-do list or whatever the case may be. Even if I wrote them down, like my mind wouldn't stop. Now that doesn't happen anymore. I actually fall asleep great. I sleep the entire night. I wake up here and there sometimes in the middle of the night, but nothing like before. My digestion has gotten way better. I'm a lot more regular going to the bathroom. Like it just, everything just seems to feel, and then not only that, but then the depression part, I feel, not that I was depressed, but I feel like I don't have that lurking in the back of my mind because I feel happy. I feel at peace. You know what I mean? So it's just, and it has been, and I've tried to test it by sometimes not taking the supplements. I'm like, let me just see, is it the supplements? I stop taking them and I get the anxiety again and the constipation or whatever it is, you know? So, and then I start taking them and all of that goes away. So it definitely, the supplements that go along with each one of these genes makes a huge difference. And I love, because I've always liked supplements, but I've always taken supplements, but I've taken things that maybe my body didn't need or my body couldn't even break down at that point and convert. So it's been a great thing for my life. So you guys know the way that the way it works, like Danny was mentioning, it's a swab of the mouth. That swab gets sent to a lab. The lab
we
gives
get the
back,
results back.
The lab sends back the result in this format, and then to us, and then
we end up breaking down
simplify
every
it.
single one of these, and then what we do is not only are we going to go over exactly what your break is, what that gene does, what its functionality is. We're going to tell you how it is that we're going to fix the problem, what supplements you need, how many times you should be taking it a day, the dosage, and all of this is based on clinical studies that have been done, and information that we've gotten not only from the doctors at the labs that do this, but also we've done a lot of research on our own, different people in the health fields that they've had put out information, and it's been incredible because of the amount of patients that we've actually made incredible impacts on. So we're gonna break down what's wrong with it, and then what's
Which
not
genes
only
are broken, right?
exactly which genes are broken, and then the cool part is we have been able to partner with a laboratory, actually a pharmacy that has incredible supplements. They only carry the highest of quality supplements. Everything is very stringent on their on exactly how high of the quality of these products are. They're not cheap products, but at the same time, when it comes to your health, you want to be taking not only the right supplement, but the best type of supplement where your body is going to be able to absorb these things. There's so many companies out there. If they're not quality controlled, you're being sold compounded vitamins that you don't really know exactly what's in them. So it's a very trustworthy company. And when we go over your genetic testing, not only are we going to give you that protocol, we're also going to give you access to that protocol being put in a file for you. We give you access to all of those different protocols and different vitamins and amino acids to address them, and you end up getting a 15% discount. So it's a great way for us to give you the whole picture and fix the problem, or at least try to fix the problem to the best of our abilities. So we don't only want to tell you what's wrong with it, we want to go deep and tell you how it is that we're going to address this, and then give you the means with the best option available that there is. And that would be sent as a link to you to be able to have all of the products that you need to be able to feel better.
Yeah. So basically, once we go over the results with you on the test, we tell you what your protocol should be based on like which supplements to take. We create an account for you on this the website that has all the different supplements. And once the person goes in, they order their supplements, and because they're ordering directly through this website through Fluless, you guys receive a 15% discount on all the supplements, which I think is great. So, and it's things that, of course, you can buy over the counter, but why pay more when you can pay a little bit less and when you can have a 15% discount on supplements that you're gonna probably end up having to take for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, but there's a bunch of other supplements that we get through there as well. Like,
yeah, so once you have access to the website, once you have access into the website, you end up being able to scroll through all of the products that they have. And once again, you're scrolling through only the best quality products when it comes to vitamins and supplements.
Yeah.
So,
and the best part is this month we do have, we actually have a promotion for genetic testing. It's normally $549. This month we have it for $449. So if you guys want to take advantage of that this month, go right ahead, send us a message either through our Instagram _Fluless_, and just reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to get this process started. It's definitely, I cannot recommend methyl detox testing enough. It has done so much for me that I think everyone should do it. It's a game changer for maybe some of the things that you're experiencing that some people might feel like they don't feel normal, and this would definitely give you insight as to why you're not feeling normal, how you could feel normal, or normal and above, I would say, is the goal, right? So this is definitely the way to get that process started. You should feel great every single day of your life.
So, once again, thank you so much for the opportunity to give you this information through our FluTalks podcast. If you enjoyed this, please smash that like button. Send this to anybody that you think might need this. If you've heard any type of symptom that kind of rings a bell, if you think that it's you, please reach out to us. The cool part about YouTube is this goes around the world. So if you're in the United States and you want to get one of these done, you can send us an email. Email us at info@iamflueless.com. We'll get one of these mailed out to you, and we can still take care of you anywhere around the United States. This doesn't have to be a local thing that we do. Yeah. It's a very easy swab. Send you out 2 swabs. You swab one cheek, swab the other cheek. Everything comes prepackaged. You drop that off at a FedEx, and in about a week or 2, we end up having your results. We make the protocol. We go over everything with you, and now you have means to live a more normal and optimized life. Yeah. So once again, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to go a little deeper into the actual supplements that we take ourselves on a daily basis. So we look forward to give you that information with our FluTalks. More health, less bullshit.